Oh man, I didn't check this again. I gotta like start making sure I double check this every flipping time. Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on? What's going on out there? You gotta love it. I even rebooted my computer with all three monitors on. you would think that OBS was smart enough, but no. Probably it jacked up when I shut my main monitor off, and it reorganizes my screens, and then I start mining on it.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
like the number one thing I like. Really, it's the only thing I dislike about the monitor. You know, we both the
yes.
same monitor, is that if you turn it off, it's okay. But if you like have another monitor on and you turn it off, then you turn it back on,
Oh god.
everything like jumbles around. And if you had anything on any other monitor, it all shuffles back to that
Oh, you
person,
see, I've
all
got it
back
to
to
where
that one.
it doesn't do that no more. So
Oh, dude, that is
whenever
so
I turn
annoying.
off my main monitor and I've got the other two on, it jumbles them up. But when I turn my main
Mine's the
monitor back
opposite.
on, it goes back to normal, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, no, mine's the opposite. If I turn it off, everything's fine on my other monitors. But as soon as I turn it on, everything from if I had anything on any of the other monitors, it all pushes back
it
to
used to
the like to the LG.
it used to do that for me, and then I set it up in Windows to I had to call out that this is the primary monitor.
That's
This
what
is
it
the
is, I'm pretty
primary
sure.
resolution on it. Uh, I had to
Oh no, it
renumber it.
calls it calls the
Yeah.
other one as number
Yeah.
two.
You see, that's the
Wow,
issue.
that's weird. I swore it was set the other way.
Bam! In live's time, GPU Jesus figured it out real fast. Yeah, that's usually the number one issue, is if you have them orientated the wrong numbering, it's done deal.
Oh, if I change it, it's gonna jack
Oh,
everything
oh
up.
yeah. You're gonna have to take a second when you're not streaming, and you got a second to be able to reorganize all your monitors, and then renumber it, and then take a deep breath and reorganize it. Oh god, yeah. That's why whenever I turn my monitor off, it just reorganizes it onto the other screens.
Hmm.
And then whenever I turn it back on, it puts it back to the way it's supposed to be, and I'm like, oh, thank God. First time I turned it off, I'm like, oh God, what did I do? Turned it back on, I was like, oh, I set it up right. And then I've got to remember to put this onto it, the to-do list of double check to make sure OBS detects the monitor you want to look at.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and it's only because I'm turning this monitor on and off. I mean, I turn off the other two, and they stay fucking connected. I don't know what's up with that. If it's like because it's DisplayPort versus HDMI, and HDMI always sends that like little reference signal.
Maybe.
It's the only thing I can think of. Outside of that, I love the monitor.
It's a nice monitor.
It is.
Especially at the price point you can find it at if you can find like the refurbished one.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The LG Ultra. 32-inch monitor. 1440p. 165 hertz. I mean, you really can't go wrong, bro. You can overclock it a little bit, but it's like you're not getting much out of it. Like,
I don't even turn my HDR on at the time.
no, I don't, because like a lot of the stuff that I'm even gaming with, it's got like
Doesn't really help. And plus,
no.
like I stream a lot, so
Yeah,
like
it jacks
really
the
doesn't
color
help
up.
because it. Oh yeah, it does. Because if you leave it on while like you're streaming and it's a white background, you're not even reading. There's no text. It's just like
that's
like
where
plain, and you're like, what in the world happened? You turn it in like dark mode, and it's like even worse, and you're like,
yeah.
what is going on? And I turn it off, and all of a sudden everything was fixed. And I was like,
it gets better. It gets one step better when you're computer has it on, because you're like, you watched a movie and you had the HDR on, and you're like, oh yeah, this looks really nice, and
I
then you
haven't
go,
watched a movie on it yet. I watched like YouTube on it, like watching
dude, even
like
YouTube,
Devour or like
if
Linus
they've
Tech
got
Tips,
if they've
because
got a
they
four-
have four. Yep, they
if
do.
they've got
Devour
the
and Linus does.
1440p option on there, max out everything, open it up full screen, and enjoy what this monitor has to offer.
Yep, I agree. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah, it's like I watched a few things and I'm like, wow. Especially with the Nvidia G-Sync on. Ooh. Oh. You get a 1-to-1 output on your graphics card. Woo. Especially with me, I got the 3080 Ti. I get damn near the same performance as a fucking 3090.
I was hoping to see updated their UI. I don't like it.
Oh, talking about updating UIs. How do you like the Hive's UI?
Really ticking me off.
They have apologized for that.
I get it. It was for security purposes and all, but like it's really aggravating. Especially like when you like check something, you walk away, you come back, and you're logged out, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like I was in the middle of something.
Yep.
Yeah, that I'm not the fan of. That one really irritates me.
Yeah, and even if you sit there and you put "remember me" on this computer, it doesn't help either.
No, it doesn't. Depending on the browser, it doesn't even remember the password or the username. Like you can click "remember me," but it's not there. It's not populated when you open the browser.
Yep.
It does that on my Linux PC. It doesn't even populate it. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah. Like, oh, thanks. You're good.
Great.
You guys are awesome. Yeah.
Real swell people. Real swell. So, question for you though.
Oh.
So, if I can. Well, bam. Turn that shiz off. So,
Whoa,
I was
shit.
asked.
Oh shit, he's getting serious here. Uh-oh.
So I was asked this morning, right?
Okay.
Because this guy that I know, right? His name's Brian, or Brain, if you can't spell it, like I usually am spelling it.
You see, I had my
I'm like Brain. I'm like, what? Keep typing Brain.
5th grade teacher did that to me for my graduation paperwork. I was Brain.
I don't know what it is, man. What it is, but
it's like all the letters are right.
Yeah, but anyway. So you modded an A2000, right?
Oh,
you modded one of your A2000s.
One of them.
With the basic mod, right? Just like shunting the
front side. Yep.
The front side underneath the cooler.
Yep.
Okay. Did you use flux on that?
Yes, I did. Always.
I'm just curious. I had someone ask me in my chat this morning if you use flux, because apparently someone else didn't use flux because they were scared to use it on there. So
I use Antex flux. With
what would you use if you weren't using flux? How would you?
I would use a flux core wire. You can get it with the flux built into the wire. It helps with getting transferring temperature and getting some of the impurities out.
Interesting. I was curious, like, because when I was asked that, like, if you use flux and that someone else did it. Without
I don't. I have
like,
it all put.
How did you do it then? Because you have to have flux in order to solder, right? Like,
no, you don't.
No,
you don't have to. No.
Don't? Okay.
No.
That's what I was. I was under the impression that you
what it'll be
needed it.
is if I were to come in behind you and you didn't have it on there, I will be able to see that you dry fired it. The solder joint will look different.
So those cards you'll know that they didn't have flux on it?
Yeah, you'll be able to see it in the solder joint. Not that it's gonna fail. you can just tell that it was done. You know, somebody dabbed it with no flux. Flux helps it stick. Flux helps the purities get out of it. Flux helps you be able to use less heat. I mean, it's got a lot of purposes, and it helps stick the device, the item. It doesn't even matter what you're soldering, or if you're from Europe, soldering. It doesn't matter. Yeah, solder. Yeah. But it doesn't matter what component you're putting in. It'll help it stick. It helps a lot of different things.
Typed out solder. I was trying to type on my keyboard and I typed solder, and I was like, try to type something way different than that. But
right, it's solder.
Wasn't even typing
SOLDER. Yeah,
it's solder. And I'm like, oh, it's like pine solder, and I was like, what are you doing over here, man?
So
get it together.
It sometimes you can even get what they call solder popping, where it'll like kind of bubble because like the heat didn't penetrate through all the way properly, so it'll bubble in there real quick. And sometimes that'll give you a goofy connection if it's a big enough of a bubble across a small enough of an object. Then you just gotta. Then you're talking about like if it's got a leg that's going through the PCB and I'm on the backside trying to put some solder on the backside of it and it just bubbles, there's no solder down in the center of it because there was no heat penetrating. But yeah, I mean, you can do it without solder, without flux in there. I always recommend it, even if I have flux core wiring. And it's kind of funny that you bring it up. Whenever I was doing the Shunt mod for the A2000 on mine, I had this exact same discussion. I have out in my garage flux core soldering wire, right? This is so that I can go underneath the dash and do some quick dash work with some wire repair that way, right? Because it's not as feasible for me to get flux right up on there. Now, if that was the only wire I had left in the house and I had to do something inside the house, I'm breaking out my Antec flux. I'm putting a little extra of that on there, and then I'm gonna solder as normal. It's like you can double it up. It's non-conductive, so you can fire it up with it gobbed all over the board. It's not going to make any difference. Would I leave it there? No, because that stuff's sticky. So it'll attract every bit of dust and dirt and bugs from miles around. Be like, how'd that get in there? Be like, the Antec's flux showed you that it would have passed through there. It just got stuck.
I'm a troll under a bridge.
Yeah. So, but definitely well worth running. It does pick up the temperature on the poor little card.
Poor guy. I know. that one's on a separate test bench, right?
Yeah. It's on a separate test bench, sitting on a riser.
Right on. Yeah, mine sits on a riser. But I know that ours at the facility does not.
But those are riser.
Those are on riser. Yeah, those are riser.
Yeah, riserless is a little different than pulling directly from a standard motherboard. Reading into it, people have said that they don't recommend plugging these into a standard motherboard because there's just not enough power flow to the risers.
Allocated, yeah. You're capped usually.
Yeah, you're capped at 75. Yeah, hard capped in software.
Except for usually the main slot. The main slot usually can give a little bit more because it's main PCIe. But it
allows a little high spikes for moments, but it will end up smacking itself. It'll cause instability in the motherboard.
Especially when we start adding splitters and risers. Those take power too. A little bit.
Yeah, so I put it on there, and I noticed immediately a little bit of a performance bump from just getting it onto a riser. off of those little ATX builds that I've got.
Right.
So I got a little bit of a performance bump from that. The one card that didn't want to get above 40.97, I redid the thermals on it. Now it's just under 42, where it's kind of hovers and stable at.
Right.
So I know Shunt mod and that bad boy benefit big time. But before I do that, I want to just change out the thermal pad on there for the Jalid, and just do if you were to just do the bare bone basics,
right.
One thing at a time. Okay, this help thermals here, boom, you get a little performance off of it, but you use the stock pad. Now I'm going to go after the stock pad. Be like, okay, where was the real performance being lost at? What is the actual part that you need to replace on there to get the thermals right?
What pads did you replace on the mod one?
Gillette.
Like the ones that we were kind of iffy about?
Right. I might be a little iffy about them, but because they're a little bit of a lower wattage, I think it's within range on them, and I won't have any problem. I think on the 3090, it goes beyond its range, and it becomes very upset.
Often.
Yeah. I think that's what the problem is that there's
too
just
often.
Yeah, it's just too much on the memory modules. It works everywhere else except on the GDDR6X memory modules.
I don't know.
So, and I don't know about the updated 2 gig modules versus the 1 gig modules, because of how they're stacking them versus them being integrated.
In theory, it's like you would pull double the power, but you're using the same
package. Yeah, you're using the same package.
You will not use double the power, but you will use at least another quarter.
Right. So now you're talking efficiency in the memory modules. Now I bet you if I were to put, PCB side plus memory module side with the Jalid, those will be fine. But
Jason, is it game worthy? Yeah, I've seen people play games with them.
I'm gonna be testing that out soon here. I do have I'm just kind of I have a hard drive that's already got
these.
Yep, I've got the dongle. Yep,
got these because you have to have these, Jason. Like these come with them, and it's this little weird, like fat micro HDMI display, whatever, to a display port. And it has to be display.
And I have display port to HDMI cables to go to a monitor. I got
one too.
Perfect. Yeah, I've got one of those already, so I'm hooked up on that.
Didn't have them with me at the mine that day. I did not have it with me because I didn't think about that at first. I was like, "Yep, you're right. Yeah, I didn't have it." Sitting over there, though.
Right. So I will do benchmarks on there because with my Steam account, I do have the 3D Mark benchmarking. So I will benchmark these things. I've got MSI Afterburner overclocking software on there. So we'll do a little bit of overclocking on this. There's no way that I would ever be able to LN2 pot this bad boy because this thing's got a weird fucking mounting system on there. But I haven't forgotten about that. I really want to grab a Kingpin LN2 pot.
One day.
Right? One day.
Soon.
Right, soon. Hashtag soon.
In a game with the
modded one and the unmodded one. Yeah. That's a good head-to-head comparison.
Yep.
Do a benchmark, a 3D benchmark with modded and unmodded.
Yep. I'd be curious to know what it what time marks at.
Right.
or on Time Spy.
Right.
What it would
Because it
do.
is an
Even,
RTX.
even on Steam.
Well, it's art.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it is
RTX. So it's.
I don't know if RTX cores are enabled.
It's still registered as an RTX though. A good test for that would to smack it for something that's going to need to use their ray tracing cores, which I do have that one also, the DLS of that for Time Spy. I pretty much for the DLCs on the Time Spy, I've got all the major ones.
It has ray tracing.
I thought so.
It's active.
Oh yeah. Jason's like, what's 20, the hash?
26 second generation RT cores.
Nice.
104 third generation tensor cores. I mean, it should do fairly well.
And then Jason's like, the big question here is, what's the hash rate on it? That bad boy modded gets about, depends on the temperature, because these things are.
Can you show it on the screen? Is it showable for them? You can show it to them. I can watch on the stream.
Right.
You gotta show me.
Hold on here. Let me see if it logged me out all the way.
Oh, it did. What kind of question is that?
No, but my
if you have to go click on that,
my 3090 rig's not happy for whatever reason.
I saw that it was offline earlier, but I didn't see if it came back on or not.
No, I'll have to turn that back on. I just noticed it now. That was weird. My 3080 rig turned off too. It's like, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Weird things are happening. There's some fuckery in it.
So, you want to know what's funny? It is like, this thing is okay with higher temps, and like from what I understand, these things are like designed to have higher temps.
Yeah, they're designed to be okay with it. I mean,
yeah, I was like, what the no way. And it's like
Samsung's max temp limit is 120.
No, I'm talking about on the core on these things. Like they're
core, like the core is around the same. It's like 110, 130 is like it'll shut off, but it'll still run.
Yeah.
Which is like scary.
I know, because like mine's running in like
BCUs have a shut off at 105. They have a thermal meltdown at 110. And these things are like, oh yeah, no, at 110 is fine. I'm like, okay.
right. So
I watched hardware.
Here is the hash rate. So whenever it gets a little warm out, it goes down to the low 48 mega hash a second. When it cools down at the end of the day, I start getting up into the 49 mega hash range. Whenever it gets into the high temp range, it's sitting like 79, 78 C on the core, and the memory never gets above 90 C. And I do have a fan. I have a Corsair 140 mil fan blowing directly onto the card.
It's so weird to see that it's like the core is that warm, but the mem temp is like only at 88.
Yeah.
Like the squish is okay. Like if you check
it seems like the squish is okay. So I haven't pulled the card back apart to see if I'm getting good, but in the next probably
I
like
think
Monday
it's
or
probably pretty
Tuesday.
warm in your mining room anyway.
Yeah, it's a little warm in my mining room. I want to say I in a like probably about by latest Wednesday, I should have the copper mods for this.
Right on. So you'll
And
know.
I will know for sure if I put those copper mods and the core temp drops, then I know
Right on.
that 1.5 mil pad thickness is still just a pinch too thick if the pads don't have a crap ton of squish to them. Because the Gillette pads are a little bit more firm.
Yeah. I even know like -8 pads they're pretty stiff.
Right. So if you're using pads that are firm with no squish, you might have a problem. Because the pads that they put on there, it had some serious squish to it. They were super squishy. Like almost
Super
like
squishy.
yeah, it was like a like I don't know, like a sticky, gummy, frothy pad. I don't know how else to put it. They were weird. So that card is getting right around 88, 89 watts. Let's see here. Let me pull up the calculator. So we'll go
How
80.
much
We'll call
did-
it 89 watts.
How much did like the little mods cost you? Like the little shunt mods?
A pack of 50 is like $12.
Okay. So you're not really adding much.
Yeah, you're talking pennies.
Adding much to the value of the card to make it hash better.
No.
Got it. Here we go. We're dumping.
So you'd be looking at 1.81 hash per watt, or hold on, no. It's 1.81 watts per hash.
Huh.
So you're at 0.55 hash per watt. So your efficacy will be like, if you think about your 3090s, you're going to be somewhere in probably like 410 kilohash per watt.
That's a fantastic question, Jason. I don't know the answer to that question.
This would be like probably like right around like 500 kilohash per watts. So I mean the watt ratio is amazing on this. Why I went after him. Ultimate question is, how many Bitcoin would it take to overthrow the U.S. government? All of them. They won't ever. You'll have people that'll defend the old system to the death. The Matrix explained it perfectly. Those who are entrenched into the Matrix are so hopelessly dependent on the system to operate as is that they will fight it to change. Fight the resistance of changing it to a better system by any means necessary. They became NPCs. Unfortunately, my mom and my dad are two prime examples of that. It's like, it's like you orange pill yourself, and you wake up finally out from the system, and you realize that everybody you know are sheep. We need to find the Neo. The one. I'm just saying, bro. Just saying.
Say you're not lying.
Right.
Do be facts.
So yeah, I mean,
worth it? Is it worth it to mod it? Tell me.
Oh yeah. I would say it's 100% worth it to mod it. I mean, you're also talking about scaling power linearly too, but depending on what your measuring stick is, that also depends on how you're looking at things too. So with it sitting at 49-ish watts, we'll just call it 49 watts, right? And we'll just call it 89 watts. 49 mega hash at 89 watts. My 1080 Ti's, the best performing one, is 44 mega hash at 205 watts.
For sure.
It just shows that it's like depending on your measuring stick. I mean, if you want to measure it against a 3080 Ti, no. Yeah, you want a 3080 Ti now. Fucking 3090s or 3090 and the 3090 Ti are fucking damn near fucking garbage since the LHR unlock on the 3080 Ti, and my fucking 3080 Ti is getting 2 mega hash less than a fucking 3090, dude. 2 fucking mega hash less for less fucking wattage. I'm talking fucking 30 fucking watts less. 2 mega hash difference. Anybody buying 3090s for mining now that the LHR is with the 3080 Ti's?
As long as you don't update your driver to the newest driver.
Only on Windows. That's a Windows issue, not a Linux.
So far, yeah. I don't even know if they released that driver for Linux.
Nope.
Ugh.
You know damn well fucking Hive ain't gonna release it onto their platform going, yeah, no, we're not trying to break your stuff. We want you to make money, bro. That's how we make money, is when you make money. It's in our
you from making money.
Right, it's in our best interest to make money. But yeah, I say modding it's worth it. Definitely you're gonna have to worry about crazy runaway temperatures on them. So it's like, and if you're wanting to get some more power out of it, you can do one of two things: get a cable that you can plug the existing fan header from the fan on the cooler into the motherboard and run it that way, or you put them into a server case. You strip those fans off because, just be real, you're going to move the air anyway, and you're going to move it a lot more efficiently than that little itty bitty. Oh, sir, I feel like I'm going to spit some air at that fan coils over there. Are you cool yet? Let me do it again, sir. Dude, man, I've seen head gaskets thicker than the space in between those fan blades, dude.
Yeah, the mod's pretty straightforward, Golden One.
And if you do
There's
not
also
feel
more than one way to do it too.
And if you don't feel comfortable on doing it, you can always send it to me. Hit me up in the Discord. You already know I can do it. All I got to do is do it one time, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing now.
I'm curious to know how the other version of the mod works. So
Oh yeah, I'm curious too. But like I said, I'm trying to do this in stages. This way, we
I
can
know.
in stages collect the data coming in. Is it worth it? And it gives me content. So I'll fucking be real with it. I'm gonna fucking milk this. Gonna milk it. For all that juicy content. But yeah, it's like
any questions in the chat, guys? I would be curious to know if there's any questions.
Right. So yeah, if you guys got any A2000s, definitely you wanted this mod done. You don't feel comfortable with doing it yourself. You don't have any of the soldering stations or anything like that. I mean, it's like I have been soldering stuff since I was a kid, doing VCRs and TV repairs and car stereo repairs whenever I was a kid growing up.
Nerd.
Oh yeah, a little bit of a hardware
nerd.
And I'm kind of
hardware junkie.
And so I've got a Hacko soldering iron station. Don't have the hot tweezers, man. I wish I had the hot tweezers. Those hot tweezers would be so amazing to have, because like then I can just grab the shunt and just dab some solder right onto it and just stick it right onto the component and just let go, and it would just stay there. It would be amazing, but I don't have that.
Update on the family mine. I mean, we can't move into the other, we can't adopt into the other spot until after June, so nothing can happen until then.
Right.
Kind of at a standstill for that.
I mean, we are
update coming though.
Yeah, we got something cool in the pipeline. It's gonna cost a lot of satoshis. It's gonna cost lots of satoshis.
It'll make lots of satoshis though.
Yeah, well, I'm down.
I think it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I think so too. Bear markets, when you're like looking at the smallest amount of profitability, you're like, oh man, why am I doing this? You fool! And then you later on, you're like, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Like, I should have never doubted myself. I'm a genius. And during the whole back side of it, you're going, man, thank God this fucking worked out. I would have been rissity wrecked. No shit coins.
Oh yeah, pretty cool to watch Golden Wolf.
Oh yeah, I wish I had a little microscope, but I've got my camera. I can zoom in pretty tight onto it. Pretty tight. It's like a little grainy because it's not a microscope. But I can get pretty close to it, being that it's a DSLR camera with a telephoto lens on there. That's me getting so tight.
Tight.
So, yep. As soon as those copper mods come in, I'll be putting those onto the cards. Probably Monday, I'll be doing the pads on the other card and see if I get any kind of performance boost from better thermals. Or does this card suddenly get worse? Because if it gets a little worse, because if it gets worse, then I know for certain that the pads don't have enough squish then. I really hate
squish.
I hate how they are no longer fucking using standard off-the-shelf parts. It's bullshit that they're not. That is something that grinds my fans.
Really grinds Nim's gears.
Right. Like, good God, it's like there is no reason that we're using proprietary pad thicknesses.
30 and 30.
Yo, smash that like button just like DogeLord says at DogeLordCoffee.com. Don't delay. Brew today. Get your drip on.
Check the Discord. DogeLord. Maybe you're around.
So
Maybe not home yet.
if any of you guys out there are new to the channel here out in the YouTube lands, definitely check me out over on Crypto and Hot Rods, where I'm going to be doing lots of content with these A2000s, doing back-to-back performance tests. Next week I'll be doing a whole bunch of videos dealing with that, so it should be good times. Should be good times.
Yeah.
Oh man, you want to get a little off topic a little bit? Man, I printed on a glass bed, like
on glass bed, like all glass,
like on the
was
glass.
there any texture on it?
No, it was so smooth.
Smooth as a baby's bottom.
Oh my God. Like you lifted it and looked at the bottom and it like had that glossy shine to it.
Those are nice. I love glass beds. Glass beds have been my favorite. They're like my favorite thing.
I'm like, wow, that's fucking cool.
Yep. I have the Creality one, but I messed up the one side that has a texture to it.
Flip it over.
So I can't like use that side now because I ruined it with
I flipped mine over.
The adhesion.
I flipped mine over.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
Better.
Oh, dude, man. Fucking no problems.
Yeah. Because it's still, I think mine still has it's like a wavy texture to it, but it's not like the other side. The other side has like those ribs to it or whatever.
Yeah, see, I started
yeah, it's smooth. I love glass.
I started printing with the what was it, the PETG, and that stuff sticks a little bit more hardcore to the bed, and the Creality bed didn't like that. It was like I stuck way too well. So it was like the first time that I'd seen what other people were talking about, like certain materials will take pieces of the bed up with it. I was like, wow. ABS is like one of the worst ones. It'll pull the glass up with it. But yeah, I've got that. Put that on there. I was like, wow, this is fucking cool. Printed out really nice. And now I'm gonna get back into trying to figure out how to get this thing to print better with the direct drive system on there. Trying to get, like, I got the ringing out of it, and it's now sticking to the bed better. Now it's just kind of playing around with the extrusion rate, because it's a direct drive, so it's stop and retracting speeds are different. Or if you got the long Bowden tube, you're going to be at like 5-6 millimeters. I'm like 1.5 millimeters. And it's just trying to find your sweet spot with it, where that's all it is.
Jason wants to know if we're gonna have any more 3D printing videos of your channel.
Yes. Now that since I put this direct drive on there, I myself have had nothing but issues. I mean, I am not a professional. I am a novice. I know my limitations, so I took a break from it to learn what it was that I needed to do with it, and a couple of days ago I started implementing some of it, and then snapped a drill bit inside of the tip of the nozzle. So I'm like, oh, damn it. I got to fucking take it all apart now. Ah! Because of direct drive, I can't just take the fan shroud off anymore. Yeah. So it became a little bit of a process. But today I did a print, and it was glorious. And now it's just, now I'm back to just playing with a couple of settings, and this thing should be dialed in. So stay tuned. If you like it, if you like the 3D print stuff, it'll be back. I'll try to bring back my 3D print Monday videos. And it's like, as soon as I can get the machine dialed in, and I feel comfortable with what I'm doing, I could sit there and start printing out all the, mining gear and stuff like that, playing with this, that, and the other. Oh, yeah. Get down and dirty with it. Ooh. But, I'm a noob. So I make noob mistakes.
Knobs and nims.
Yep, I made a bunch of changes.
Knobs and nims.
I think I made a few too many changes all at once.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. And I kind of
you don't know exactly
what we're exactly. So
I changed 3 things. Great.
Right.
I can't undo one of them. So well, let's hope for the other 2.
Right. So yeah. So I reverted some things back to the way that it was, and I was like, it looks like it's better. I can tolerate this. I don't have any strings. It's not as smooth as it used to be. I mean, now I see the layer lines a little more, but it's printing nice.
Yeah.
Like before, I had the layer lines to where you can almost not even fucking see them. So, yep. Stay tuned for that. I'll be ramping back up into that. Yep, Big Nemesis got 99 problems, but a biddy ain't one of them.
That's right.
True facts. Truest statement ever. You get a gold sticker for that.
It let me open redirect too. So y'all, as soon as we end stream here, you'll get redirected over to Chump Change.
Oh, that's what.
Enjoy that.
Oh man.
He's the only one of us that are live right now. I enjoyed doing that. It's actually pretty nice. Mm-hmm. And I like how it alerts them, but I wish it alerted them in studio or something. I think it does, but you have to be watching it and paying attention. Because if you're not watching it, I watch it. It pops up in the chat section, and it says where the raid's coming from or the redirect's coming from, but it's not there for very long, and it just kind of goes away.
So what you're saying is it's like a YouTube super chat. It's
super
there long.
At least stay at the top of the thing. You know what I mean? You can go
for a little bit, and then it's gone.
It lasts for a minute or 2, and then it's gone.
Damn.
Forever.
Damn.
Yeah. I wish they would announce it more. I'd imagine. I don't know if there's notifications for that not yet.
No, it's all beta stuff, I'm sure. So it is what it is. So you guys got any more questions before we head up out of here, guys?
It'll be a DCA raid for sure. In true fashion.
DCA raid. Once you go over there, guys, definitely put in hashtag DCA raid.
Really appreciate it if you do.
Right. This way they know where you all awesome people, all you FA people, came from.
Yeah. FA, I love it.
I am mining Ethereum right now on the A2000.
I want to test how much the A2000 rig mines on Flux, like the full rig. I want to test that out because I am very curious. It's
Oh, we got FAs in the Chizity chat. I think people want an announcement. To all you people out there, DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome. Ooh.
yeah.
Yo! Right to the dome.
It's working out, I think. I don't know. I don't have a shoe. I gotta get a shoe.
A shoe.
Crypto Bodell. Step in.
Oh.
With the walking app. Measures your walking and pays you in crypto for your walks.
Right.
But you gotta have like a shoe NFT in order to earn. I don't have a shoe. He doesn't have a shoe either though. But apparently you can still earn some stuff. But I don't know. I've walked 2.2 kilometers while I've had it on.
Nemesis should be a radio announcer.
I don't have it on all the time. Because I work from home, so I'm at home a lot. But we just got the new road put in all the way, like at least the second layer of it.
Oh shit! That means you can get the van out.
And there's like a dip, so let's say here's.
So the van's still stuck.
Van's still stuck. So like,
damn,
dip, road, like
oh wow,
we're like right below it or above it, so it's up, down, in, and then back up.
So what you're saying is that you need to
like I could fill it in probably myself.
Well,
but I don't know what.
Either that you just Dukes of Hazzard it full throttle and just by sheer momentum, just with
my
just
neighbor
sheer
pulled
momentum.
her front bumper off today.
Oh, nice. That's a
the lady
good one.
That was across for me.
Oh,
she backed straight out and ripped that bad boy right off.
Yeah, you got to be committed
angle,
on that.
Man, got to be an angle.
Right, you got to be committed
Angles
when you're doing that.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's all about the angle of the dangle.
That's right.
I'm talking about the dangle of the tire, people. God, angle of the tire. God, people's minds go in the gutter.
That'd be cool, you know. It'd be cool just if like the minivan, like the front end just sits so low. You know what I mean? Like they sit so low. Like they get caught on the parking blocks that sit in front of like the stores, and they'll get caught on that.
So what you do is you angle yourself at about a 45-degree angle.
Right.
And you just waffle stomp it.
You'll pop right over.
Yeah.
My only issue would be getting back in because
same thing.
We're above the road.
That's fine. That's fine. Your tire doesn't have your tire doesn't have a time to drop down into the gully.
It's not big enough. The gully's not big enough, but it's like
what you'll get on the inside of your car is You're like, wow, that was a hell of fucking, because it'll front and back. It'll feel like a really rough railroad track. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's all about speed.
It's gonna get filled in.
Speed and angle.
Luckily, we have a big four-wheel drive truck, which cracked me up. Dude, not the first day, the second time they just did it, I left ruts on accident. It was a little too fresh. And I turned my tires, and you see in the asphalt. And I said, "Whoops."
That's their fault.
They gave me a warning, bro.
All right.
That's yo bad. Yeah, you don't even earn without a shoe. With one shoe at level 9, I earn 11 GST per walk, which is about 10 minutes. How many kilometers is like your one walk? I think I walked for like 20 minutes today.
Yeah, what you ain't but he's saying that you don't earn shit.
Yeah, you don't earn anything. You earn 0 without the shoe.
Because these shoes were made for walking, and that's what these shoes will do. And one day they will walk right on over you.
Facts. The cheapest shoe. It's so much though. It's 1.7 BNB. It's the cheapest shoe.
Oh my god, that's like almost $1,000.
What do you think BNB is worth nowadays, man?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you're just way off.
Hey, I remember they got up to like what, almost like $600.
Yeah, it's $300 right now.
Okay, so fucking 1.2. So what? That's like $700.
1.7. Sorry, 1.7. Sorry,
$1.7.
$517 currently.
That's their old all-time high.
That's for a walker shoe too. It's not a runner, but it's a level 5, so it's not like a basic shoe.
Average walk, 0.9 kilometers.
It's not bad. About what I'm doing I'm doing about 1 kilometer or so per walk. So I mean, not bad. It's a lot up front.
Right.
Forget how much is GST even worth? Satoshi token, Solana. No, I'm on Binance Smart Chain.
But we are.
Oh, you got a jogger shoe? Yeah.
Nice. But we are at that 1 hour, guys. So definitely.
Yeah. You earn 11. Oh, dude, that's so worth it. You earn 11 GST per walk. Dang, man. It's like $60. I mean, you do that in like 3 days, you make your money back. 3 or 4 days. That's not bad, man. Really not bad, to be honest. I didn't think it was that. And the token's down 64%. So, like, you can imagine what it was if it wasn't down. It was all-time high. $45. Oh my gosh. Bear market. I'm on the you're on the Sol chain. Is there a difference between GST like price on Sol chain? Yeah, we'll for sure catch y'all on the flip side though, and don't forget if you are in the Patreon, tomorrow is sermon.
Yep.
Oh, so on Sol it's worth less. It's worth $1.72 on Sol. So it's worth less. You can bridge between those two chains, man. You can arbitrage the crap out of that. That's a big difference. It's like a $3.50 difference. That's great opportunity. It's different per chain, yeah. But if you can bridge between the two, man, that's the difference. You can get between the two chains. But according to CoinGecko, it says due to the price difference between BNB and Solana, GST BNB page is set up to track the price on Binance Smart Chain. You may find that. Okay, well, I'm not looking at that. So thanks for telling me the information I already knew. Not bad though. But you're earning 11 on there, so you're only earning like about 18 to 19 bucks per walk. So I wonder if the rewards are different. How much was your shoe? Is your shoe cheaper? Is Binance Smart Chain more expensive? Is that why your reward is higher? I know the fees more expensive. Solana's fees are stupid cheap. Like fractions of a penny. Had the same like $4 that I've had for gas for like ever. Like almost a year, I've had the same $4 for gas because I like have not put a dent in it. It's been the same amount, just 12.5 still. GB. Really? I'm not even gonna talk about that one. I'll stick to Binance Smart Chain.
That's stupid
That's
expensive.
It's around the same price, but Sol's way more expensive than what it like. I guess now it'd be a good chance. If you were gonna buy it now, it'd be your chance, because you know what I mean. Prices are down.
Right.
DCA. If you're gonna buy something like to hold it long term, like these are your chances to do that. Not financial advice whatsoever.
Right.
At all. 58 of Sol, yeah. That's about $540.
Ooh. So, with that being,
the 1.7 BNB is the same thing. $520. It's really, it's not the same thing. Really. I'm giving you shit for no reason. It's not the same price. Binance Smart Chain Maxi, I guess. I don't use Solana Chain. Take me, bro.
I don't really care about any of it. If I decided to ever dabble in it, it's only because I'm imagining that I just took my Bitcoin and burned it.
As soon as it hit like highs, I took my profit. I took not profit, I took initial investment and I took it away. So anything that I have now that is in my DeFi is stuff that I earned during the last so I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like at this point, like that's just kind of, it is what it is. I didn't have that money to begin with. So but it's still earning.
Oh,
so
no problem, Crypto
income,
Nico. He's
nice.
like, he gave it to gave that Bizzity bit to his daughter, and she got some more roadblocks.
Nice.
Noise.
Robux.
Yeah.
I heard you can mine Robux now. I don't know how true that is. If it's true, kids will thank you. But I heard that's a thing. I heard it's mining Ethereum though, which I mean obvious.
Right.
It's profitable coin. Has been for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the time for that to change though. It's been a long time coming.
It's gonna be changing. And it might just be all the Ethereum might crash down if they don't do this the right way and they don't put the safeties and make sure that security is of the utmost importance, instead of going, well, if they didn't get the memo, that's their fault. That's not how you want to hear a dev team that's in charge of a lot of finances to be talking.
Yeah. And granted, nothing should go wrong.
Right, but you want you want your biggest people. You don't have to test it with every one of them. You want your biggest people.
Possibility of something.
Right. Be like, hey, can you spool up a little your little test net and point redirect it over here and test over here on this new.
It's not even that. It's that they don't have. They were never given the tools to test themselves. Like they're just like told to like do it. Like, no, I don't know. Figure it out yourself. And you're like, so you're not gonna help.
Yeah. Yeah. Centralized garbage that doesn't help. And don't worry, if there's a double spend, now, they can just roll back the blockchain and it's okay, guys. Don't worry.
They've already stated they're not gonna roll back. They're just gonna delete it like the last. They're just gonna delete the blocks. No rollbacks. They're just gonna delete it and move on. That's what they said. Just delete it and move on.
Yeah, because that's not centralized.
So wrong.
No.
Not even, it has nothing to do with being centralized. Like that's just wrong. Just delete it and move on.
Yeah.
What if other people are included in that block? That had nothing to do with that. Like, oh well. Not oh well.
Yeah.
What if someone was paying for a house with that block? With a transaction that was included in that block? Poof. gone. Now no
Yeah,
house.
but
Now no money for the house. Like,
no, because what the way that I would see it, and this is how it would work with Bitcoin. So if you are in a block,
it's not Bitcoin though. We're talking about Ethereum.
I understand,
because the way
but
MEV works and the way fees run and piggyback on the blocks, that's the important part. Is because of the way the blocks work. Can't compare it to anything else because nothing else does this because they're not stupid.
Right, but yeah, I know. But I would think that it would be
That's
included. It would be that you would think that if it's a legit transaction that wasn't being deleted, that if it got deleted,
they're talking about deleting blocks, not transactions, blocks.
Right.
And
but
more
that
than
would
one transaction is included in
but that would either take the funds and put it back into your wallet, or it takes all the funds and puts it back into the mempool to be rehashed.
It's deleted, it's burned. Because it was a false block. It wasn't meant to be blocked. But if it happened, transactions will be included with it. That's the issue.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that. Oh,
the block happened. As soon as it happens, other transactions are
if there
included
was
with it.
somebody that just stole $1 million worth of Ethereum, they delete that block. I was making a transaction to you. I lost my Ethereum in the process of that.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes the user experience.
That's where the issue comes into play. And it's hard to like pinpoint that to some other chain because no other chain does that. Because it's
gosh,
it shouldn't do that.
No, it should.
You can't delete blocks. Rolling back a block is one thing because transactions get reverted.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you sent the Bitcoin or you send like the Ethereum, it gets reverted. It goes back to your wallet. You know, it was rolled back. If it's deleted, it's gone. Like deleted from the chain. 86. Like
wow.
Burned it.
Wow. So if somebody was sitting there and they sent their
someone's
$10,000, or their $10,000 gone. Wow.
Gone. Into the fucking wind. Yeah, not okay, man.
Wow, that turned Ethereum into a fucking mega shit.
That's where BBT was coming at. Is it's not the fact that like OpenSea should be fine, you know what I mean? Nothing is changing. You know what I mean? It's just a consensus of who is validating the block. It's no longer the miner, it's the stakers. That's it. Everything else would still work the same because blocks are still called mined, even though they're staked. Nothing changes. But you delete a block, that's another story. it's a completely different story. It's a whole different situation.
Right. Now it makes sense.
I'm off my soapbox.
Now it makes sense.
That's my developer soapbox for the night.
Why some of the price action's been kind of negative on Ethereum.
I've watched a lot of developers 86 out of Ethereum completely.
Wow.
I'm scared, to be honest. Yep. So on that note, guys, catch y'all on the flip side.
Right, boom. Definitely check out the Discord links down below. It's free to join that, guys. Totally free. Join the community over there, guys. We'd love to have you there if you're new to the community. Otherwise, if you're an OG here and you find that what we do is valuable, go check us out in Patreon. Go check out DCA Your Mining. And you too can have a VIP spot in the family mine once we get operational, guys. Coming soon. We've already got the first hashes coming out of the mine, guys. So you know it's coming. Oh,
and more hashes coming into it.
Woo!
Stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll talk to you later about it.
Yep.
Enjoy the redirect. And don't forget to DCA raid when y'all get over there.
Right. And we'll see you on the next one.
Later, guys.